This is the Chase Tone Secret Preamp Pedal. This is summer. One of them will give you thick, creamy lead tone. The other one is just a good girl waiting for her dinner. So disclaimer on the pedal, I bought it with my own money. They didn't ask me to do any videos with it. As far as they know, I'm just your average punter who's bought it. So let's go ahead and break the first rule of the Secret Preamp Club and talk about the Secret Preamp. So I found this pedal after a few late night rabbit hole sort of deep dive things into looking at like Gilmour's tone, Johnson's tone, people like that. And one of the things that obviously comes up is for Johnson especially is the tube driver. I don't have one of those yet. But this was sort of the other thing that came up, but was in a way a little bit harder to find. So what the Secret Preamp is in a pedal form, a very simplified version of the old Echoplex solid state preamp or EQ units, I forget which they are, from like the 70s and that, and they're one of these things that has a bit of mojo that is quite revered in certain circles. Why I like this is because it gets me into that territory where I kind of get that thing going on with the tone, but I don't have to practice 12 hours a day because I'm kidding, practice is very important, but I seriously don't have 12 hours a day to practice. The setup we've got is my LT Custom S going into the RD Dualist. So we've got that on the dual stage, which has a bit of bites set up in it like this. Yes, I'm using the onboard reverb from this amp as well because it's really nice and I like it, and I'm making the video. So I've got sort of my go-to position now on the Secret Preamp. We'll talk through the controls in a minute, but just to give you a taster. So the pedal layout and controls, it's really simple. A simpleton like me loves something like this. So your input, output and 9-volt power supply. I believe it does take a battery, but I think it's an unscrewed job, so why would you bother? Then on top you've got your volume, we'll come back to this, your settings for the EQ side of thing or the voicing side of things, so bright, dark, mid, which is a blend of bright and dark, your LED, and then obviously your switcher. So how the volume works is it works sort of dialing in the gain of the unit as such. So full counterclockwise you've got nothing, so you're kind of bypassing your own signal there. At midday you are at unity. After that, this is where it gets interesting. So between here and let's say here, between 12 and 2, that's your maximum boost range. Between after that, sorry, you actually get it dials the boost back a bit to and I'm calling it a boost, whether you would actually call it a boost, whatever it's doing, signal fattening, dials back to sort of vintage Echoplex territory type stuff. So, and again, if you go for more of the Gilmour-y type side of things, you kind of want to be up here somewhere on the bright setting. We'll demonstrate this. Clean signal. At unity. There is a fatness there that I love. And we haven't even got into sort of the 3 decibel boost yet. So if I wanted to go into more of the Gilmour-y type things, I would flick the mid switch down and I'd bring that back up. So for me, this has kind of been like a tone hack. I went down this rabbit hole. I thought, $175, okay, yeah, I'll take a chance on it. And I haven't looked back. It's been on my board pretty much the whole time since I bought it in January or February earlier this year. You can treat it as an always-on pedal if you want to thicken your tone up the whole time. Fine, I don't judge, not me. If you want to pick apart downsides in it, the screw in thing for the battery under here somewhere, it's not ideal if you plan to run it on batteries. It's not the end of the world, obviously. Batteries go in there apparently. It's just a bit fiddly. The other thing is it can be a bit noisy if you're running high gain into this. I mean, it was a little bit noisy in the video and we're running the gain on there, not a lot, just under halfway. Again, in a live situation, when there's nothing else going on, of course you're going to hear this kind of thing, but in a live situation, it's never bothered me once. So again, we'll talk about a negative point, but from an objective point of view. So that's kind of it. It's just a wonderful bit of kit that I will not be without now. And if somebody wants to come and try and take this off me, we're going to fight over it. I'll probably lose, but we're going to fight nonetheless. It's Secret Preamp, it's mine. So with that in mind, I'm in danger of waffling yet again. So we'll leave it there and I'll simply say, you take good care.